All right, everyone, buckle up. The sports world is absolutely buzzing, and we've got the inside scoop on all the biggest moments you need to know. From legendary takes that are sparking debates across the league to crucial matchups that could shake up the entire season, the pace of play is relentless, and staying ahead of the curve is everything. We're diving deep into the narratives that matter, bringing you the unfiltered truth and the hottest analysis. Get ready, because you're about to get the essential updates that everyone will talking about. First up, a Hall of Fame quarterback has dropped a take that's got everyone talking, specifically about two of the league's biggest stars. We're breaking down his surprising picks for who to build a franchise around, and more importantly, who he didn't choose. This is sparking a massive debate about legacy and current dominance. Then, we shift our focus to a potential early season pitfall for one of the league's most dominant teams. A critical division decision by another club could inadvertently gift a major advantage in an upcoming high-stakes game. We're analyzing the ripple effects and what it means for the contenders. And finally, could the dynasty be in jeopardy? We're hearing from analysts who are raising serious questions about a perennial powerhouse's ability to even make the playoffs this year, citing key personnel changes and performance dips. You don't want to miss this breakdown. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into it. A Hall of Famer's bold QB ranking sparks fierce debate. When a legend of the game speaks, the NFL world listens. Recently, the iconic Joe Montana shared his Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks he'd choose to build a franchise around, and his selections have sent shockwaves through the fan base and media alike. The list, revealed on the popular Pat McAfee show, featured an unexpected quartet: Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts. While each of these quarterbacks is undoubtedly a top-tier talent, the glaring omission of Patrick Mahomes ignited a firestorm of discussion, and for many, disbelief. Montana clarified that his ranking was based on a start-a-franchise with criterion, emphasizing long-term potential and foundational building blocks rather than current performance or immediate impact. Yet, the exclusion of Mahomes, a multiple-time Super Bowl champion and MVP who has consistently performed at an elite level since entering the league, struck many as a significant oversight. This distinction between building a franchise and current quarterback hierarchy did little to quell the controversy, as fans and analysts alike debated the merits of each choice. Many pointed to Mahomes' unparalleled success and consistent brilliance as reasons why he should have been an automatic inclusion, regardless of the specific criteria. Despite the controversy, the inclusion of Justin Herbert, who has yet to achieve sustained playoff success, alongside established champions like Mahomes and Burrow, raised eyebrows. Analysts and fans debated whether Montana's assessment prioritized raw talent and potential over proven championship pedigree. Legends like Peyton Manning have also ranked Herbert highly in the past, suggesting a growing consensus among some of the game's greats about his immense talent. Herbert himself holds NFL records for most passing yards through his first 5 seasons, showcasing his statistical prowess even without the team accolades. The narrative surrounding Herbert often hinges on his ability to translate his individual brilliance into team success, particularly in the postseason. A strong performance against a formidable opponent like the Kansas City Chiefs in their upcoming matchup could significantly bolster his standing in the eyes of the public and critics alike. However, for now, the debate rages on, fueled by Montana's surprising take and the ongoing quest to define the ultimate franchise quarterback. Audience impact. Social media exploded with reactions, with many fans accusing Montana of jealousy or being out of touch, while others defended his criteria. The debate highlights the intense scrutiny and high expectations placed upon both Herbert and Mahomes. But is this legendary quarterback's take just the tip of the iceberg? We're about to see if another team's quarterback decision could hand Patrick Mahomes a major advantage in an upcoming game. Mahomes snubbed. NFL fans slam Joe Montana's QB list. Joe Montana, a name synonymous with quarterback greatness, recently found himself at the center of a social media storm after revealing his top 4 quarterbacks to build a franchise around. His choices, announced on the Pat McAfee show, excluded Patrick Mahomes, a decision that immediately drew sharp criticism and accusations of bias from a passionate NFL fanbase. The list, featuring Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Jalen Hurts, left many fans questioning Montana's judgment and whether personal feelings might have influenced his professional assessment. The immediate backlash was fierce. Social media platforms buzzed with fans expressing disbelief and disappointment. One prominent reaction from at Prize Picks suggested Montana was definitely jealous of that QB in KC. Another fan, at Danherlayukan, succinctly captured the sentiment with Justin Herbert but not Patrick Mahomes okay. The inclusion of Herbert over Mahomes was particularly contentious for some, with Atticla Chargers questioning Montana's football acumen, stating, "The second-best QB of all time doesn't even know ball. He really had Justin Herbert at 3? The guy who can't even win a playoff game." Commentary ranged from questioning Montana's mental state, with its sportswatcher bluntly remarking, "CTE got to him as well," to outright accusations of favoritism. Fans speculated about underlying motives, with "At Walt is not my name" suggesting, "Something tells me he doesn't like Mahomes BC, he beat the Niners twice Elmau." This sentiment was echoed by others who pointed to Mahomes' rapid ascent and his surpassing of Montana's own records as potential catalysts for the snub. Specifically, Mahomes recently overtook Montana for the second most playoff victories in NFL history, trailing only Tom Brady. At just 29 years old, Mahomes' career trajectory has already placed him in elite company, leading many to believe Montana's omission was a subtle, or perhaps not so subtle, acknowledgement of Mahomes surpassing his legacy. The debate also touched upon championship success, with the coach DW noting, "He knows 15 is one behind him at 29 years old." The narrative that Montana might feel threatened by Mahomes' dominance, especially given their shared history with the 49ers franchise, Montana's former team, added another layer to the controversy. Atlant's THESBOKN articulated this view by stating, "All Joseph here leaving off the guy that's left him in his postseason dust is a perfect example of what I continue to say about the way the narrative has shifted since Mahomes began dominating this league at an unprecedented level." The timing of these comments, juxtaposed with Mahomes' continued success and record-breaking performances, only intensified the fan reaction, solidifying the perception for many that Montana's list was less about objective analysis and more about a perceived personal slight. Audience impact. The public reaction was overwhelmingly critical of Montana's decision, with many fans defending Patrick Mahomes and questioning the Hall of Famer's perspective and potential biases. While the legend's take is causing a stir, we're now turning our attention to a different kind of quarterback news, focusing on a potential strategic advantage that could emerge in an upcoming game. Giants' QB choice could be a gift for Patrick Mahomes' Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are gearing up for a pivotal revenge tour, commencing with a highly anticipated matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers. However, as the Chiefs aim to rebound from their Super Bowl loss, an intriguing quarterback decision by the New York Giants could inadvertently play into Kansas City's hands in an upcoming Week 3 clash. The Giants, who have named veteran Russell Wilson their starting quarterback, have rookie first-round pick Jackson Dart listed as QB2 on their unofficial depth chart. This strategic positioning, designed to allow Dart to develop behind Wilson, could present a unique opportunity for the Chiefs. While the Giants initially planned for Dart to learn from the sidelines, his impressive preseason performance has created a compelling case for a quicker integration into the starting lineup. Dart showcased remarkable poise and effectiveness during the preseason, completing a significant percentage of his passes for over 370 yards and 3 touchdowns across 3 games. Notably, he demonstrated resilience under pressure, converting crucial third downs and maintaining offensive momentum. This strong showing has put pressure on head coach Brian Daboll, who faces the imperative of securing wins to safeguard his position. Should Wilson falter in the early weeks of the season, a pivot to Dart as the starter would not be unexpected. However, for the Chiefs, the prospect of facing a rookie quarterback, even one with potential like Dart, presents a different kind of challenge than a seasoned veteran. The Giants' offensive line, which has been a point of concern, could struggle against the Chiefs' formidable defensive front, featuring stars like Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. A less experienced quarterback might find it more difficult to navigate the pressure and make quick, accurate decisions against a dominant pass rush. This scenario could amplify the Giants' offensive line weaknesses, creating favorable matchups for Kansas City's defensive playmakers. While the Giants' quarterback situation remains fluid, and the team's overall performance will ultimately dictate the outcome, the potential for a rookie quarterback to face an elite Chiefs defense, particularly with questions surrounding the Giants' offensive line, suggests a strategic advantage for Kansas City. Even if this game is viewed as a potential trap game, for the Chiefs, their inherent strength, led by Patrick Mahomes, and their ability to exploit opponent weaknesses, particularly in the trenches, position them favorably. The Chiefs' defense, which has consistently performed at a high level, will be eager to make a statement against a potentially vulnerable Giants offense, regardless of who is under center. Audience impact. Fans are debating the potential impact of the Giants' QB situation on the Chiefs' early season performance, with many believing it could be an easy win for Kansas City. From potential advantages, we now turn to a stark warning about a dynasty's potential downfall. Could this powerhouse team actually miss the playoffs this year? Dynasty in jeopardy, analyst predicts Chiefs could miss playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs, a team that has defined NFL dominance over the past decade, with 5 Super Bowl appearances in 6 years and 9 consecutive division titles, are facing an unprecedented prediction. They might miss the playoffs in the upcoming season. This stark forecast comes from analyst Jeff Rehnebold, who, on the Roger Report's Inside the Huddle, expressed serious concerns about the team's supporting cast and overall performance, suggesting that the dynasty's supremacy could be on the brink of a dramatic collapse. The Chiefs' Super Bowl LIX loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, where they were outplayed in multiple facets, including speed, strategy, and physicality, has amplified these doubts. Rehnebold's primary concern centers not on Patrick Mahomes himself, but on the infrastructure surrounding him. He observed that the Chiefs looked old, they looked slow in their Super Bowl defeat, with the exception of rookie sensation Xavier Worthy. A critical area of focus is the offensive line, which Rehnebold believes is no longer equipped to adequately protect Mahomes. The departure of Pro Bowl guard Joe Thuney, coupled with the need for rookie tackle Josh Simmons to immediately contribute, creates significant uncertainty. While Humphrey remains a top center, Rehnebold is not convinced the unit, as a whole, can provide the necessary protection for Mahomes to operate effectively, especially given the league's increasing defensive intensity and pass-rushing talent. Mahomes is coming off what has been statistically his least productive season, and veteran tight end Travis Kelce, a cornerstone of the Chiefs dynasty, experienced his lowest receiving yardage total since 2015. The team's reliance on winning close games, which characterized their 15-2 record in 2024, may not be sustainable, particularly if the offensive line struggles to create a consistent and explosive attack. The Chiefs' last postseason absence dates back to 2014, making any deviation from their recent playoff streak a significant storyline. Rehnebold further elaborated on Kelce's declining ability to create separation, a crucial element in beating tight coverage. He also pointed to the competitive landscape within the AFC West, noting that the Chargers are expected to improve, and the Broncos could be a surprisingly strong contender. The Raiders' potential impact with new talent could further complicate Kansas City's path. Adding to these concerns is the 6-game suspension for star wide receiver Rashee Rice, whose absence last season already hampered the Chiefs' passing game. While the team drafted tackle Josh Simmons to bolster protection and extended Trey Smith, the loss of Thuney is a significant blow. The offensive scheme, as noted by analyst Phoebe Schechter, was heavily reliant on players like Rice and Worthy. Losing Rice forced a role change for Worthy, disrupting the offensive flow. The hope is that Simmons can provide a stronger blindside presence, enabling deeper passing plays, a strategy where Worthy excelled when Rice was on the field. Audience impact. NFL analysts and fans are actively debating the Chiefs' prospects, with many acknowledging the team's aging core and offensive line concerns as potential roadblocks to playoff contention. That's the breakdown on the Chiefs' playoff chances. Now, let's wrap it all up with a quick recap of today's top stories. And that's a wrap on today's essential updates. We heard a legendary QB's surprising QB rankings, dissected the fan backlash, looked at how a division rival's QB decision could impact a key game, and questioned whether a dynasty might miss the playoffs. Don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the Roger Report for all your essential sports news. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment with your thoughts on today's stories, and follow us on all social media platforms for more exclusive content.